I'm Larry Weinberg. I'm a dealer. You're in my gallery in the New York Design Center. I'm also part of the 1stdibs team, and I have a booth up on the 10th floor. I'm standing in front of one of my favorite pieces, which is a sculpture done in the 1960s by a Boston artist and educator named Richard Filipowski. I'm representing his estate. His work is beginning to make a splash, and hopefully this year the collectors who are liking his work will start collecting his work. The name of my gallery is Weinberg Modern. I got into this business over 20 years ago, which was fairly early for this field, at a time when mid-century design was sort of the Wild West outside of New York City. Pieces were just sitting in houses and at auctions. It was a very fun time to be involved in the business. Now it operates, as everyone knows, more as a business. And we're all thankful for 1stdibs and the global reach that's beginning to afford us. I got involved in modern design principally for two reasons. My brother-in-law had a gallery in the city called 50/50, which at the time was the premier showcase for mid-century design, probably in the world. My sister actually wound up marrying his brother. I walked in there about 8 years after they got married, and that big light bulb just went off over my head. I just fell in love with the stuff. I had been studying design and decorative arts, but earlier periods, colonial to Victorian, and all of a sudden it became my passion. Second reason is more pecuniary. Again, at that time, outside of New York City, I could find a Noguchi cyclone table at a thrift shop for $5, but to try buying a Chippendale chair, it just wasn't at all feasible. I'm standing here next to one of my favorite pieces, which came in a few months ago. This was done in the very early 1950s, and it's a freestanding built-in from a 1951 architect design house in the Boston area. I love to handle things that are one of a kind. And the architect who did this studied with Walter Gropius at Harvard. He went on to become one of America's great landscape designers. His name is Dan Kiley. And the piece, to me, shows a lot of influence of both Gropius and Joseph Albers. The colors are original to the piece, and I just love the proportions, the humble use of materials, and the color. So come visit us in the New York Design Center. Be sure to stop in at Weinberg Modern in Suite 407, and then pop upstairs to the 10th floor.